Lady shares her thoughts on being labeled an angry black woman after President Obama began his campaign for president back in 2007.
When you were labeled that angry black woman, was that one of the things that knocked you back a bit?
Well, that was one of those things that you just sort of think, dang, you don't even know me.
Yeah.
You know? I mean, you just sort of feel like, wow, where'd that come from?
Yeah.
You know? And that's the first blowback, because you think, wow, that is so not me. But then you sort of think, well, this isn't about me. This is about the person or the people who write it.
Right.
You know? I mean, that's just the truth.
That's what Maya always used to say to me.
It's just it's so much about that. And then you start thinking, oh, wow, we're so afraid of each other. You know, color, wealth, these things that don't matter still play too much of a role in how we see one another. And it's sad, because the thing that least defines us as people is the color of our skin. It's the size of our bank account. None of that matters. You know this.
Yes, of course.
You know, it's our values. It's, you know, it's how we live our lives. And you can't tell that from somebody's race or somebody's religion. You know, people have to act it out. They have to live those lives. And so that was the blowback. And then I thought, okay, well, let me live my life out loud so that people can then see and then judge for themselves. And that was the blowback. And then I thought, okay, well, let me live my life out loud so that people can then see and then judge for themselves. And that's what I want young people to do. Just live your life. You know, live it out loud.
That the country will see the United States will see the first gay president or the first woman president?
We already have it with Obama, so let's just calm down.
Got it.
You know Michelle is a
I'm sorry, she's a what?
a transgender.
Or the first woman
we
president?
already have it with Obama, so let's just calm down.
Got it.
You know Michelle is a
I'm sorry, she's a what?
a transgender. We all know.
Oh my gosh.
First of all, Admiral Mullen, Deborah.
More quietly.
Michael and I also want to acknowledge your son Jack, who's deployed today. All of you have performed extraordinary service to our country.
They said, you've got to ask the president, does anything scare him?
You know, well, when Michelle's mad, I get worried.
You've got to ask the president, does anything scare him?
You know, well, when Michelle's mad, I get worried. There's a certain look that she can give me that tells me.
That's your survival instinct.
Tell me, but you know, I don't have a lot of phobias as a general rule. I mean, I'm not, you know, obviously as big of a thrill seeker as you are, but
I have a few phobias.
Most of the time, I'm game.
You know what my kids are?
When Michelle's mad, I get worried. There's a certain look that she can give me that tells me.
That's your survival instinct.
Tell me, but you know, I don't have a lot of phobias as a general rule. I mean, I'm not, you know, obviously as big of a thrill seeker as you are, but
I have a few phobias.
Most of the time, I'm game.
You know what my kids asked me? They said, you've got to ask the president, does anything scare him?
You know, well, when Michelle's mad.
You know what my kids asked me? They said, you've got to ask the president, does anything scare him?
You know, well, when Michelle's mad.
Last year, when Michelle gets real about their 30-year marriage on Revolt TV.
People think I'm being catty by saying this. It's like, there were 10 years when I couldn't stand my husband.
You know? Do say that. You say
10
10
years. And guess when it happened? When those kids were little.
Your wife Michelle on the show, and she had mentioned that for about 10 years of the marriage, she really didn't like you.
Oh, man.
So asking for a friend. How do you get back in good graces?
Let me just say this.
Barack Obama reacting to wife Michelle's past feelings about their marriage and admits the role he played in her frustrations.
She is a little more forgiving of all my flaws.
It all went down during an interview with CBS Morning's co-host, Nate Burleson. Nate goes on to bring up this moment last year when Michelle gets real about their 30-year marriage on Revolt TV.
People think I'm being catty by saying this. It's like there were 10 years where I couldn't stand my husband.
You do say that. You say
10 long
10
years. And guess when it happened? When those kids were little.
Barack responds by giving his take on how they moved on from that rough patch.
Let me just say this. It sure helps to be out of the White House. And to have a little more time with her.
Right.
You know, what also helps, though, about children. And I don't know about your spouse. Michelle, when our girls were growing up, that was priority number 1, 2, 3, and 4.
Of course.
Barack and I, we spend most weekends, we're staring at each other because somebody's at a basketball game, somebody's at a dance, somebody's sleeping over. We're the last people our kids want to be with. So I think they're conditioning us.
Punch up your lasagna with layers of red and orange vegetables such as butternut squash, which helps eye health with this pigment.
She's sporting a drastically shorter do. She appeared on Jeopardy last night to pose questions to contestants, but all anyone could talk about was her hair. Michelle Obama is on Jeopardy, but her hair is not, says this tweet. Another calls her almost bald. Her Jeopardy appearance was taped several weeks ago. Here she is last week in Japan with her regular bob.
My husband and I sadly know a little something about this. For years, Donald Trump did everything in his power to try to make people fear us. See, his limited, narrow view of the world made him feel threatened by the existence of 2 hardworking, highly educated, successful people who happen to be black. Who's gonna tell him that the job he's currently seeking might just be one of those black jobs?
See to me, Michelle Obama. I always tried to be so nice and respectful. Oh, she opened up a little bit of a box. She opened up a little bit of something. Oh, she was nasty. Ooh. Shouldn't be that way. That was a big mistake that she made. With your support on November 5th, we will achieve success that no one can imagine. We will have the strongest economy, the most secure borders, the safest cities, the most powerful military, the best trade deals. We will dominate the frontiers of science, medicine, business, technology.
Obama saying she will skip the inauguration of President-elect Trump, the second time in 2 weeks that she is not attending the gathering of former U.S. leaders and their spouses. But they report former Presidents Obama, Bush, and Clinton will be there. Also, Laura Bush and former Secretary of State Hillary Clinton will join their husbands for the swearing-in ceremony at the Capitol. So, a statement from the office of Barack and Michelle Obama that was shared with the Associated Press goes as follows, quote, former President Barack Obama is confirmed to attend the 60th inaugural ceremonies. Former First Lady Michelle Obama will not be attending there, according to the statement. So wanted to get that in there as well. But the Associated Press got this reporting just today, saying Michelle Obama will not attend the upcoming inauguration. Now, remember, no explanation was given for why she's skipping Trump's inauguration. She also, remember, did not attend former President Jimmy Carter's state funeral in Washington last week. Former Presidents Trump, Obama, Bush, and Clinton and their spouses attended, except for her. So in the meantime, though, we do have some more reporting. I want to put this tweet up from Jarrett Renshaw there at Reuters. He's confirming some other high-profile figures who will be in attendance at the inauguration. Some of the tech titans. He said he has confirmed that tech titans Elon Musk, Mark Zuckerberg, and Jeff Bezos will attend the Trump inauguration there.